Field of 7 lines up behind the McRae Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. David Lloyd George, Keegan Madden, Shadow Cross Hooper, Mark Pezzarello, Halmack, Napoleon, Brett LeBlanc, Who's Your Father, Arden Mufford, Mando Fun, Aiden Dix, Jim's Big Thrill, Adam Link, ranked contender in the back tier for Kerry Romeo, the Carol A. Rankin Memorial Pace. Post time. They're off and pacing. David Lloyd George along the rail, firing out of there into the turn. Shadow Cross Hooper goes second. From the back tier, ranked contender got away third. Fourth will be Halmack Napoleon. Who's Your Father Can See Them fifth. Mando Fun goes sixth. And in the back there, field seventh. That was Jim's Big Thrill. Keegan Madden had rail control. He put David Lloyd George right up on the choo-choo. Sitting in the 2-hole, that'll be Shadow Cross Hooper. Ranked contender goes third. Halmack Napoleon Can See Them fourth. Who's Your Father fifth. And then Mando Fun and Jim's Big Thrill. The opening quarter was up in 29 and 3 for David Lloyd George. Second, that'll be Shadow Cross Hooper. Ranked contender third. Halmack Napoleon Can See Them fourth. Who's Your Father fifth. Sixth will be Mando Fun. Jim's Big Thrill. He's the underway trailer back there at seventh. As they're halfway home in the Carol Rankin Memorial, David Lloyd George, the midway point leader. Shadow Cross Hooper second. First up from third, here comes Halmack Napoleon. Ranked contender is there fourth. Half was up in 101 and 2. A little bit of a breather there for David Lloyd George as he's taking them backstretch bound to 3/4. Halmack Napoleon first to call second. Shadow Cross Hooper nowhere to go third. Who's Your Father second over fourth. Ranked contender locked in the box fifth. 3 wide from sixth. There goes Jim's Big Thrill. Mando Fun, the trailer back there at seventh. David Lloyd George is still the boss. Halmack Napoleon is still there second. 3/4 was up in 132 flat. David Lloyd George looks strong up front. Halmack Napoleon coming to call second. 1/8 of a mile left to go. David Lloyd George the leader. Halmack Napoleon out for a shot. Shadow Cross Hooper there third as they are coming to the wire. David Lloyd George all the way for Keegan Madden. Halmack Napoleon for second. Tight for third, Shadow Cross Hooper and ranked contender. David Lloyd George all the way in the fourth in 2-0, 2-1. The afternoon's fourth race was the Carol Alice Rankin Memorial Pace. Carol was raised on Lawrence Street beside Tartan Downs and spent her whole childhood listening to races and watching the horses. Later, she worked at Tartan Downs as a bookkeeper where she met the love of her life, Sonny Rankin. They shared the love in horses and harness racing. Carol was there every race day to support Sonny and watch some of her favorite horses like Pickle Pepper, Highway to Heaven, and her favorite, BJ Captain. For Carol, the horses were not just the race horses. She developed a relationship with them all, and found it hard to let go when the time came. She stepped back from owning horses, but still loved to watch them go, and enjoyed the commentary in the stable and in the grandstand. Her memory lived on in Sonny's heart, as many in his stable were named in her honor. Carol Alice Carr, I'm a Carol too, 3 Pink Bows, and Dow's Boy. Horses have many ways of touching our hearts and spirits, reminding us of the beauty and freedom, patience and persuasion. Returning back to the 4th race winner's circle here in the Carol Alice Rankin Memorial Pace is the 1 entry, David Lloyd George, the 8-year-old bay pacing gelding by American Ideal. Out of the yards placed him, Winsun Celestial is owned by Keegan Madden and Kenneth Madden. Harold LeBlanc Jr. trains. Keegan Madden is in the bike for the win. 4th on the season for David Lloyd George. That'll be his 25th lifetime. Mile was up in 2:02 and 1.